Gosh, like look at that. I mean, gagged, crying, screaming, throwing up. I'm going to just lightly apply. I mean, look at that. What do you guys think? I mean, it's gorgeous. I can't. Hey guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video because we're doing another like new clean makeup products video where I have a bunch of new products that either just launched or are new to my collection that I haven't talked about in this channel yet. And I'm jazzed. I love it. We created this makeup look, which is beautiful in my opinion. Let me know what you think down below, and leave a comment too. I want to know what new launches or products you're curious about that are specifically in the makeup category. Actually, no, in every category. Let me know down below because I like to do these kind of full try-ons for you that are more dedicated to a bunch of products instead of just one. I still love one dedicated video kind of thing, but I would love to know what else you kind of are looking for like reviews on. Let me know down below. And yeah, let's just jump into this video and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this new clean makeup video and makeup try on. All right, we are in close. New clean makeup. Let's get into it. First thing we're going to do is our brows, and I got this new, I actually was sent this from Undone Beauty, this brow pomade. What is it? Plush brow and lash pomade. And you know how I feel about a clear. I feel like I haven't seen a lot of clear brow products launching, like new ones. I feel like everything's been kind of tinted lately. So I was excited to see this. And this brush is really interesting. So first of all, there is a lot that comes on the brush. So you might want to like clean it off or just scrape off excess. But one side is a plastic bristle. I don't know if you can tell. And one side is kind of more of a traditional brush. I was intrigued by that. So we're just going to apply, and I was kind of nervous at first because I wasn't sure if I was gonna like the kind of formula. I have a pomade style one I love from Rose Inc. And I was kind of like, oh, it's probably not gonna measure up, but I actually really do enjoy this. And I have tried this also on my lashes, and it is nice on the lashes. So that is the brows all gelled up. What do you guys think? Do you like it? I actually really was nervous at first because sometimes clear brow gels can be jelly looking when they dry down, and it kind of can have a little bit of a white cast, but this doesn't have that, which I really enjoy. So next I'm actually going to fill in my brows, not with a new brow pencil because I don't have a new one today, but we're going to just fill in with my tried and true, the Westman Atelier, and we're going to do that really quick, and then we're going to move on. Okay, brows are done, feeling good. I actually had just gotten them shaped like a couple days ago, so it's just something about a newly filled brow that just puts me in a good mood. So next I'm actually going to go on with a skin tint really quickly. I don't have a new skin tint today. I have a new concealer, so we're going to do the skin tint really quick and then move on to the concealer. All right, skin tint is on. Let's move on to concealer. So I was really excited to get my hands on this. So this is actually from Huda Beauty, and this is their Glowish Bright Light Sheer Concealer. I was really excited to see that this was considered clean at Sephora because I've been on a hunt for another sheer concealer, and because I've been really enjoying the Say Beauty one, and so I was really excited to get my hands on this. I got the shade Tan Light 07, and I struggled a little bit picking a shade, not because the shade options weren't good, but because I felt like the swatches online definitely look darker than they do in person. So at first I was like, oh, this is gonna be too dark, because I do like a touch of brightness under my eyes, not too bright, but then I got it and I was like, oh no, it's fine. So this is the applicator. It's a nice doe foot. It's not too big, which I like, but it does have like a nice shape to it. And we're just gonna apply a little bit. We're not gonna overdo it just yet. We can apply more if we want. Now, you can blend this with a brush. You can blend it with your fingers. I think I'm gonna blend it with my fingers today just because I feel like it's a really good, with a sheer concealer, I prefer using my fingers. Sometimes I feel like the sheer ones need a little bit of like body warmth to blend them in, which kind of sounds weird, but that's all right. So I'm gonna blend with my fingers. Look at the brightness that just has given me, and it is like a really nice sheer product. So that is all blended out. I'm gonna do a touch more on the front on both sides, just so you can see how it layers. But not a lot, just right here where most of my darkness is. Where do you guys find your darknesses in your under eyes? Do you have it like higher up? Is it just in one spot? I feel like some people have it everywhere, or it's just here, or for me, I feel like the most darkness is here, but my dark circles are definitely kind of everywhere. All right, we're all blended out. I really love the finish of it. I would love to know what you guys think. I love a little bit more, especially going into summer. I don't love something more on the matte side. I go like natural dewy under my eyes in general. I also have drier under eyes, so I like the moisture. What I will say about this concealer is if I use like an oil underneath it, I have to use a very, very small amount, because if not, it just kind of slips off the face. And that's not the case with all concealers, but sometimes you just have to be careful with the amount of product you're using underneath, of course, to kind of get it to work well. But I can also wear this without an eye cream. I've tested it like that, and I did enjoy it like that as well. So next I'm actually going to throw on some bronzer, and then we're going to move on to the rest of the makeup. All right, we are bronzed. I am happy. I actually used this bronzer from Victoria Beckham Beauty in the shade 04. I really like this shade for me right now. It just looks really nice, bronzy, but it's not overdoing it. Really big fan. All right, so now we're moving on to blush. So I have a couple of options here. I'm definitely gonna try one of them on, but I wanna swatch the other ones. So the one I'm definitely gonna try on is from MOB, and this is their cream blush. And this is in the shade M74. I was really excited to try out one of their blushes. I was really unsure what shade to pick and what formula, because they have a powder and they have a cream, but I kind of figured you can never really go wrong with a cream. I love a powder, but I thought try out their cream, and the shade, look at that, so beautiful. And I feel like it's gonna look amazing if anyone else tries it. It's gonna look amazing on a lot of different complexions. So we have that, and then I also, these were actually sent to me, these 3 shades. These are from Ami Collet, and this is their like cream multi-stick, and I got the other shades that I didn't originally have. I have the shade Dune, and then I have also the shade Spice. I'm gonna swatch all of these for you guys. So this is the shade Spice, really pretty. Such a pretty like berry tone. I don't know, love that. Next we have the shade Hibiscus, which I was really intrigued by, just because I feel like this is going to be a shade a lot of people enjoy wearing, especially in spring, summer. Let me take my watch off because she's getting in the way. So this is the shade Hibiscus. I mean, look how beautiful that is. I'm literally dying, screaming, and throwing up. I love this formula. I have the shade Dune originally, which I love, and I know a lot of you guys also love that shade. It's just really good. And then the next one that I have is the shade Flame, and Flame is like this really pretty, I feel like so many people are gonna love this, is this really pretty bright, oh my gosh, like look at that. I mean, gagged, crying, screaming, throwing up. It's just so beautiful, and the formulas are like, the formula is incredible, and the pigmentation is like there. If you are on the hunt and you want something that is pigmented, and I mean, look at these shades. This shade in particular is just a dream, a dream. So I'm gonna wipe this off my hand so I don't completely destroy what I'm wearing. And then I'm going to wipe this off my hands, and you can just see, look at that pigmentation. It just, honestly, they have like some nice lasting power. And look at that. Like if I go like this, they're just, they like stain, which I really enjoy, especially going into summer, because it becomes a sweaty mess out there. And like the longevity of the blush is there, even though it's a cream, because I mean, look at that staining. I love that. Okay, so we're going to go on with the MOB one. This is a brand I've gotten a lot of questions on from you guys, and so I finally like placed an order, and I was excited. So again, I got the shade M74. I'm going to do a little swatchy poo on my wrist just so you guys can see. This is a very neutral shade. This kind of reminds me actually of the shade Dune from Amicole in their multi-stick. If you want to see that one in action, I did another new in makeup video like maybe a month and a half ago. So you can see it like in action there, but this is kind of a similar vibe to that one. So I was really intrigued because I do love this type of blush for year round. So I'm going to just take this brush here. This is a Sephora 93 brush, and I'm going to just lightly apply. I mean, look at that. What do you guys think? I mean, it's gorgeous. I can't. As you see, I'm just picking up from right here. I'm not adding like a ton more on my wrist because this is pigmented, and just a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. I've learned my lesson countless different times from like overdoing it with blush initially. I like a heavy blush look, but I like to kind of work my way up. So it's just the best to kind of proceed with caution in general. Blushes. Oh, what do you guys think of the shade? Isn't it so gorgeous? It just gives you like that pinched cheek look, and the formula of the MOB is really nice. Cream blush, because it kind of really disappears like into the skin and really looks like a flush from within, and it isn't so dewy that you know it's going to slip and slide. It does have a slight matteness to it, but in a good way. Like it still looks like natural, maybe like a slight dew, like a really youthful cheek, but it isn't overdoing it for when like those hot days come, because in summer I can't do a super dewy, I just can't, like a super dewy blush without setting it, I just can't do that because it ends up slipping and sliding off my face. So yeah, but I really enjoy this formula, and if you've been kind of on the hunt for a cream blush, but you want to try something like from a brand that maybe isn't as well known at Sephora and carried at like Ulta or something like that, definitely check out MOB. I'm definitely going to be adding more of their products into my cart because I was really impressed by this. Next, we're moving on to eyes, and the first thing, I have a couple products. The first thing I'm going to use is this. This is the Curator Eye Quad in the shade Chocolate. I have a bunch of these. They actually sent me this. I really like their formulas, and if you're looking for a nice affordable like quad that you want to just have and not like feel like it's too expensive, but it's also not too big, these are nice options. I actually really enjoy these. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use a transition shade because this is definitely a little too light for me. I'm going to do a light eye because I have stuff I need to do, and it's kind of hot outside today and I don't want makeup all over my face. But I'm going to take a little bit of bronzer that I applied, and I'm just going to use that kind of as a transition shade just to like kind of have a more like true transition-y shade for me. So we're just gonna apply that to the lids, even though I do have darker eyelids, and that is like a natural eyeshadow, like one where I don't need to actually have product. So it can be slightly annoying, but it really is a blessing to have that because it just is built-in eyeshadow. You don't have to think about it. I'm also going to take a little bit of the bronzer and put it on my lower lash line. Okay, so that is done. Happy with that. Next, I'm going to go in with the lighter shades in this quad, and I'm going to take the lightest shade that is more on the matte side, and I'm going to pull it to the front of my eye. Do you see that? It's pretty pigmented, especially for me using my fingers. Which, do you like to use your fingers when you apply eyeshadow? I'd love to know. I do like to do that a lot, especially with certain, I mean, usually with shimmers, I always like to use my fingers. But with certain products, it just makes it easy. And this is nice and creamy. Like it doesn't, it's creamy, but it isn't, it's not necessarily like the creamiest of all eyeshadows, but it is really creamy. So it is easy to use with your fingers. I'm going to take the brush I have with my transition shade. I'm not going to add any more color, but I'm going to just blend everything kind of together so it looks really seamless. I love the brightness that kind of gives. So next I'm going to go on with the lighter shimmery shade, and this is a really pretty shade. Just swatch it on the back of my hand for you, just so you can see. It's really pretty and simple, and I just love that. And their shimmers are really easy to use with your fingers, which I really appreciate. Sometimes shimmers kind of have a lot of fallout, so it's harder to use them. But this one, you don't really have to worry about that, which I love. And they are pigmented. I mean, you can see they're so pigmented. Very, very pigmented. So then next, I'm going to take the same brush, not adding any more product, and I'm just going to, again, kind of blend everything together a little bit more seamlessly. Oh, love that. Love that. So then I'm also going to take that shimmery shade and put it in my tear duct because I'm in that type of mood. Okay, I love how that's looking. It's really clean looking, but it has a little bit of something. I'm really into it. Next, we're going with eyeliner. These are also from Undone Beauty, and they also sent me these, and these are their liquid eyeliners. Now, the one thing I will say about these is with the packaging, the name of the color is not on the packaging. So when I open these to remove the, take the cap off, because these were holding the cap down, and they have the shade name on them, I have to kind of keep them on. So that's a little bit annoying, but whatever. It happens. And you know, not everyone's going to have every shade, so you might be fine with it. So there's 3 shades that I have. I have this one, which is dark chocolate. I have this one, which is deep charcoal. And then I also have this one, which is like a true black. I'm going to swatch them all for you. Let me do the back of my hand. So this is true black. These are very, very thin. Like if you look at the brush is really thin and very precise, which is really nice. I was actually very pleasantly surprised. Next, we have the deep charcoal. Let's do a swatchy poo. Really pretty. And then lastly, we have the deep brown. I believe that's what it's called, dark chocolate. And we're gonna do a little swatchy poo here for you. Really pretty, very pigmented. The one that is not as pigmented and is slightly more watery, I find, is the deep charcoal. Or is it deep charcoal? Yeah, deep charcoal. But I do like that because sometimes I feel like liquid liner is a little too intense. I'm actually going to go on with the dark, the chocolate color, and I'm just going to do a really thin low line. All right, done with eyeliner. Really happy with how that's looking. I did a little bit of a wing, nothing crazy. I do really like this brush. I just want to let you see up close how thin it is. It makes it so easy to do a wing, and if you struggle to do a wing, this is great. I also find that this dries down really nicely, and it doesn't really budge, which is really nice. I really enjoy this, and when you wash it off with like water or whatever you're using, micellar water, cleansing balm, it really breaks apart really, really nicely, which I enjoyed. This is a very nice formula. And again, like all liquid liner brushes should be this thin. And this is one of those that is like flexible. So it does feel like very feather light when you apply it. Okay, so next we're moving on to mascara. I'm actually going to curl my lashes for this, but this is also from Undone Beauty, and they did send me this too, and this is a burgundy mascara, and so I figured you guys would love that because I do know that that is kind of like a thing people have been loving, like brown or going more for a burgundy because it's less intense but still looks really unique and beautiful. So we're going to be doing that, but I do want to curl my lashes. Right, lashes are curled. Let's get into it. So this is the Undone Beauty, the what is the mascara called? They're Clean Lash in the shade Burgundy. I was very excited to try this because I just have, you know, I've tried brown, I've tried blue mascaras, but I've never tried a burgundy, so I was very, very intrigued by it. It has a very traditional style wand. I've used the Undone Beauty mascaras before. I do enjoy them. They're a nice, affordable, easy mascara to use. They have one that has more of a plastic brush, and I do prefer the plastic style brush just because that's my preference in how I apply, but I do like this brush as well. And we're just going to apply. Okay, so this eye is done. I want you guys to be able to see the difference in color. I have really, really dark hair, so pigment showing up. It's more of a light tint as opposed to it being like really pigmented on my hair, just because again I have really, really dark hair. But I can notice, like especially on the bottom lashes, I can notice more of a burgundy tint, and when I get in the sun specifically, the burgundy really does show up and it looks really nice. So I'm going to do this eye now that you see the difference. And then we're going to move on to lips. I have some good stuff for lips. All right, lashes are done. I'm really into this makeup look. It's just overall, I'm really liking the look. It's not too intense, but it looks like I'm wearing a little bit of something. I'm jazzed about it. I really like it. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Next, we're moving on to lips, and I have some good stuff. So I'm really excited for this. I ordered this the second I saw that it kind of launched. This is from RMS Beauty, and this is their like a lip liner, but they have a collection that's like nudes. I got the shade Sunset Nude. They had a ton of options, and I love that it looked like the shades would look really good on so many different skin tones. I was like, okay, finally, because it wasn't too pink or too like light beigey. It kind of was, it had like a nice range, which I really appreciated. So again, this is RMS Beauty. And oh, what I love also, I didn't know when I ordered that it has like a lip brush. It was also it's also like an angled one. So when you kind of use it, I don't know, I just love it. Makes it really easy to like blend stuff out when stuff's angled. Anyway, so this is the shade Sunset Nude, right? Yeah. And I am just going to line my lips. Like, look how pretty that shade is. It's a really good shade for my complexion. Love that shade. It's just so beautiful, and it's going to be one that like works really well for so many different seasons. It's not too dark or too light or too pink or too, I don't know, it just really works for my complexion. And the formula is really nice and has a creaminess to it, but it lasts. And I feel like that is the key, because sometimes lip liners can just suck the life out of your lips and you're like, okay, why are you so drying? This does not have that. It has a creaminess to it. And but it has like a longevity to it. I really enjoy this. This is a very nice formula, and they have so many shade options. If you guys try this out, let me know what you think, because I really enjoyed this. Okay, so next we're moving on to a lip oil. This I've actually used a different color of. This is from Ami Collet, and this is their clear lip oil. They also sent me this. My favorite, the one I've used like constantly, is the more brown tone one. I'm going to link everything I mentioned down below. I've also tried their pink one, but I figured the clear one would be perfect for this look. This look actually came together pretty good. Sometimes when you like have a bunch of products and you don't really think color theory wise as much, it ends up looking a mess. This time I did a good job. So I'm going to apply a little bit of this just to the center of my lips. Love, gorgeous, like giving me juicy lips. Just love it. And I've been using this a lot with tinted products, because I love to use a clear lip oil or lip gloss on top of like colored like lip products. But then when it comes to like, maybe I'm not wearing anything really on my lips, I like to use a tinted lip oil or lip balm, just because I feel like sometimes my lips can look a little, by the end of the day I just feel like they are a little lifeless, which I don't know if anyone else feels like that, but if you have a long day or whatever, especially when you're traveling, girl, a tinted one is nice. But this is really nice and super hydrating. Look how juicy my lips look. It's the juiciest. I mean, if you're new to this channel, I love the Ami Collet lip oils, and they're definitely worth checking out, but they have more of a nice gloss consistency, so they don't slip and slide around your face, but they're not sticky where you have like lines. It's just the best formula. And yeah, that is it. That is it for my full face of new clean beauty. I would love to know down below, what are you most intrigued by? Also, are you alarmed with the staining that this has? This is so good. That's what you want. You want stuff that lasts. And this is just, look at that. So impressive. Wild. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also leave a comment down below on what new launches or products, or even maybe just new to me products, do you think I should try out next, in kind of this more collective video of like newer clean beauty products that I have that in my collection that have come in. Let me know down below, because I'm always shopping for new stuff, and I would love to know what you guys are kind of intrigued by. So leave a comment. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.